Hello from Basel, Switzerland, here at the Helvetiq offices. We're really excited about our 2023 spring and summer program, and we're excited to take a few minutes to talk to you about them. Before we begin, I'd just like to say a big thanks to all of you who are working out there on our behalf, whether you're a sales rep or someone in the back office, whether you're a bookseller or a blogger or a journalist, or just someone who loves books. We really appreciate everything you do. We really think we do something unique here at Helvetiq. We're one of the world's only 3-language publishers, and it's really a challenge publishing books in 3 languages. So when we thought about how we could tell you about our spring and summer program, we thought the best way to do that is to have the people who are doing all the hard work speak directly to you. So let's get started. One of the areas Helvetiq has made a name for itself is books about trail running. We're really excited to be publishing The Race That Changed Running, which is the first book about the epic race that happens every summer around Mont Blanc. It has really led this huge rise in trail running, which is one of the world's fastest growing sports. We're really excited to be able to organize an 8-city author tour for this book and also have events at the 4 associated US races. The UTMB will become the Super Bowl of trail running starting next year, drawing runners from more than 80 different countries and more than 100,000 people to France.
One thing I'll never forget about writing the UTMB book is that to prepare for it, I ran around Mont Blanc twice. That's 100 miles each time with 30,000 feet of climbing each time. Crazy.
One thing that stays with me about the race that's changed running and about researching for the book is how much is under the surface about UTMB and how much hasn't been shared before.
So it's been great fun working on this book. I've been working for several years in fashion, and this is the first book cover that I designed.
We're expanding our successful beer hiking series into wine hiking. We published Wine Hiking in Switzerland earlier this year with great success. Now we're moving to wine hiking Oregon. I'm really excited about the passion that Jack has brought to this project. He's someone who grew up around wine and loved the culture of winemaking even before he was allowed to drink.
Memorable aspects to writing the book is when I would walk into certain wineries, and I didn't have facial hair back then, and they would look at you sometimes and they would comment like, "Are you old enough to be writing a wine book? Can you even drink wine?"
While working on the cover of Wine Hiking Oregon, I did a lot of research and found out that there were too many beautiful things in Oregon to fit on one cover.
Next up is our next title in our beer hiking series. We're expanding to beer hiking Canadian Rockies, which is a great fit from where beer hiking Pacific Northwest left off, all the way up into Jasper and Banff National Parks, which are 2 of Canada's biggest tourist destinations.
I'm editing 2 books about beer and hiking. What could be better?
Beer hiking Canadian Rockies gave me the opportunity to come back here to Banff to see my family, my 96-year-old father, and actually parts of the Rockies that I've never even seen before. It's been great. Most of the time I was out there hiking on my own, and I'd be hooping and hollering and clapping to warn the bears, because when you're on your own, you don't want to sneak up on those guys. So I was out there most of the time acting like I was just giving nature a big old standing ovation.
We're working on a dozen beer hiking guides so far, and I'm super excited by the Canadian Rockies that's coming out next year.
We're publishing our first graphic novel for adults in North America with Deborah's When the Mountain Fell by Ramu. Its epic story set in the mountains lends itself perfectly to the graphic novel form, and we're really excited to introduce this great writer of the Alps to the American market.
My book Deborah's is about a love story, nature, landslide, resilience, and you know what? Everything really happened. Almost.
One thing I'll never forget about layouting D'Herborance is the amazing work done by the illustrator Fabien Monod and the amazing friendship we built along the way.
Something I loved about working on D'Herborance was riffing with my daughter about how to translate the onomatopoeia. If a skipping stone goes plick in French, does it plunk in English or go splish? Interesting fact, over the 4 weeks that I was translating D'Herborance, a story about a landslide caused by an earthquake, there were 39 earthquakes in Switzerland and 5 of them in the region of D'Herborance.
The lead title in our children's program this next spring and summer is Arborama. Lisa started it with us as an intern many years ago, She came back to us with a book that is really just a beautiful work of art. It's something, of course it's a kid's book, but it's something that so many adults just love to pick up and discover nature all around them. We've been so thrilled that Lisa won a White Raven Award this last year, and it's given her the recognition that she really deserves.
While writing and illustrating Arborama, I learned that trees are full of secrets, and I love to recognize all the different species during my walks.
Hi, my name is Jeff, the translator for Arborama. Arborama was a true joy for me to work on because it allowed me to bring together two of my biggest passions. I love to write and translate, of course, but I also love to garden. I'm a big fan of trees and shrubs, and I translated some of Arborama right here in my garden.
Next up is Astonishing and Extinct Professions, coffee smellers, gladiators, and other unbelievable professions that really existed. I don't think I've ever learned so much about history with a children's book as I have from this one. There's so many extraordinary jobs that people did that really show you so much about that time and that place in the past. And it's really just fun to read. There's so many stories that you can tell out of this. There's so many ways that you can talk to kids about times about the past, what work is, how work's changing, what kind of jobs we're going to do in the future, how many jobs that we have now are going to go extinct. It's really a fun book and an interesting way to understand history.
To illustrate this book, it was so fascinating because it was like building a bridge into the past of lost and extinct professions and lives. Inspiring, isn't it?
Writing this book really threw me down the rabbit hole on every single page. Behind each profession there was a story and another story. I mean, gladiator schools, violent beer brewers like witches, so many jumping off points into the incredible lives of our ancestors, and fun history.
What I want people to know about astonishing and extinct professions is that it will surprise you. No matter how good your general knowledge of workplace history is, there are almost guaranteed to be professions in this book that you will not have heard of, and that will seem so outlandish and fascinating and out there that you will want to go tell someone else about them immediately, which makes it a very compelling read for people of any age. I will never forget now that there used to be walking toilets and ornamental hermits.
Our last book in our children's program this year is Big Bangs and Black Holes, which is a graphic novel guide to the universe. It's been a great project that we've done with Michel Mayer, a Nobel laureate physicist from Geneva. What's so fun about this book is that it not only does it deal with all of the most difficult themes in physics, it also deals with a lot of the most famous people from the past, men and women who created a lot of the most important discoveries of the 19th and 20th century.
Hello! So writing this comic was very different from what I do every day, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you will like the book, and see you soon maybe. Ciao ciao!
One thing I remember about working on Big Bangs and Black Holes is the number of crazy, amazing facts I learned about how our universe works.
One thing I remember about this book is how challenging it was to center the title in the middle of the whole.
I learned a lot by working on this book. I actually learned so much about astrophysics that I'm now able to explain complex concepts like Einstein's relativity theory or the CMB. And it's a great feeling.
So that's Helvetiq's Spring and Summer 2023 program. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks for all the work that you do, and we really hope to meet you in person sometime soon.